Okay, now we're going to want to take out the sort of instrument cluster there, and the aluminum surround, and these side members. And to get the speedometer out, when the glove box cardboard is in here, there's a hole, and you can basically put a screwdriver in. There's a couple of screws in there. You unscrew them, and then this loosens this up, and you can just pull it out, no problem. But to get this whole thing off, you really have to have the cardboard out for the glove box. And then you get at a series of 3 studs that come off of this. And these studs, just to make your life interesting, are going to be 4 BA studs. So you're going to want to have a little BA set here. I have a little King Dick set of these things. And that's what it's going to be. And either the nut will come off or the whole stud will wind out of this thing. So let's just see how it works. Okay, a little tight in there, but seems to be, I think the whole stud came out. Yeah, and there it is, okay? So there's 3 of those we're going to want to get out of there, and then that'll allow those things to come off. Okay, and there's that little end finishing piece. In this case, only 2, the upper and the lower stud, had nuts on them. In both cases, the whole stud came out along with the nut. And then the center one didn't have anything on it. So it made my task a little bit easier, I guess. So that's out, and then we have to do the one on the other side. Okay, so the other side came off quite easily. Again, there was only 2 of the studs had nuts on them, 4 BA, and they came off pretty easily. And you can see now, at this point, the upper part of the aluminum is loose, and of course, this has already been loosened, and now we'll go after the switches and we can take everything off. Okay, so with the 2 side screws undone, you can see there's one of the brackets for it. There's the other one, they've been undone already. The speedometer comes right out, no problem. And I've already taken the speedometer cable off earlier. And so at this point, we just undo the wiring, and we can take the speedometer and pull it away. Now these have got the typical little rings that hold the, for instance, the key and the switches into the fascia here. The pump has this thing. I just put a pair of pliers on it, and it came undone very well. There is some clever little tools that you can get that fit these 2 slots and allow you to get these things off. I can't find them, and so what I used was a set of needle nose pliers, and it turns out that these were pretty loose, so I had no problem with any of them loosening them up that way. But there is a nice little tool that you can get that fits in there, and there's different size ones that go in and do this and do a neater job, but I just couldn't seem to find them anyplace, so there you go. So once I had these loose, I could basically hand take them off, you know. Very, very lucky. I think what I like about this car is it's like a giant Meccano set, you know. So pretty simply put together, and fortunately in this one, it's not all corroded to pieces. Everything's not rusted on there. And it sort of makes working on it a bit of a joy. So right now I'm taking these things off, and they all seem to be coming off pretty darn easily. The choke is a little bit different than the other ones. Don't try to pull this knob off, because it's just not going to come off. It's fastened on there, and what happens is that there's a screw in the back, or there's a bolt in the back, or a nut in the back here rather, that you unscrew, and then you withdraw the whole thing. The cable and this little finishing piece in the front, you draw the entire thing out through the dash. And that's very, very typical of cars of this era. So I had gotten this thing loose, and it coming off by hand. And there you can kind of see how it's done right there. Little lock washer, and then that, and then there's the choke cable. Okay, so here you can see, there you are, and you just withdraw the entire choke cable. You want to make sure that you don't lose that little lock washer and the nut that goes on it, and then that allows this aluminum finishing piece to come right off. And so you just pull that out, and you can see the little lock washer in there. I don't want to lose that. And that's how it's done.